Yeah, rolling up and hit this yeah. Growing up and hit this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you niggas.
Welcome to this episode of Domspod. I'm your host, Dom Armando, for this special report of Domspod. We got a lot to talk about on this episode of Domspod. A lot has been going on with the playoffs, so we'll get you all into that. We'll get you some Mets updates. The Islanders, we have to talk about them a lot. That is something a lot of Islander fans should be happy about seeing. So, should be a fun episode. As always, my friends, thank you for tuning in. And before we started, shout out to my guy from, I forget what his name is, but this is a Domspod shirt. We're going to try to get these, if we can hit, I would say, 10K. So try to get on YouTube to try 10K. We'll release merch. So if we hit 10K, I will release merch. So please stay in for this episode. But the main reason why I'm on here for the start, I am sick and tired of my podcast intro. I really am. So comment down below in this podcast, what intro would you like to see me use? Whatever one I like the most, I will use. So I'm letting you guys decide for my new intro of Domspod. Sorry, I just had to record that. So let's get it right. I guess we should get right into it. The Thunder are going to the NBA Finals. I mean, they destroyed Minnesota, winning by 30. Anthony Edwards didn't really do much in that game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won the MVP. We didn't talk about it in the last one. He flops a lot, but he's still one of the best players in the NBA right now. And the Thunder, I think, are going to be the front runners to win the NBA Finals. And if they don't, I would be totally surprised if they don't. Listen, the Knicks obviously staying alive just 5 minutes ago. I hit my lineup tonight on Fanatics. You should check it out. It's free to do. But the New York Knicks, really, after tonight, I think the Knicks are in this series. And they've been in every single game of this series. The New York Knicks, I think, could make a possible comeback. Hear me out. I think this team is definitely capable of it. Winning by 20. How much did they win by tonight? I think they won by 20. Yeah, they won by 20 around that range. I don't know the exact score. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the Knicks really, Jalen Brunson dropping 32 tonight. Mikal Bridges played in a big part. Karl-Anthony Towns played a big part. Everybody played in a big role for the New York Knicks tonight. And really, they really came to play. And that's what New York Knicks basketball and the state of New York and the city wants. Every fan tonight wasn't like, oh, this series is over. No. Every New York fan in attendance tonight, I feel like, had a positive attitude going into this game. And it clearly helped because the Knicks came out exploding in that first half, and then they continued it, which led to them winning the first game of this series, by the way, by a team winning by 10 or plus, which is shocking to me. Very shocking to me. But the New York Knicks, really, if you don't consider them in this series, I don't know what to say. I mean, you have Jalen Brunson, who's been one of, probably you could say he's a top 10 player in the NBA right now. I 1,000% agree with it. He can hit threes. He can drive in for twos. Karl-Anthony Towns has been one of the best centers in the NBA right now. I mean, he can get rebounds when you need it to. So, really, the Knicks are in this series. And they got to keep the momentum going. Listen, Indiana's a good team. But, really, tonight, I think the momentum is all on New York. Listen, Halliburton didn't do anything tonight, really. He had like 6 going into the fourth quarter. I don't know what he finished with. I think he finished with less than 10. Or maybe 10. But if you don't consider the Knicks in this series, I don't know what else to say. They all showed up tonight and they wanted to win in front of the Garden, and now they want this series. Listen, they could be. Listen, they came out. They were ready to play. Indiana, I think, was a little. We want to win this in Indiana, but right now the momentum is all in New York's favor. If they can play like this in Indiana, you're going to Game 7. They just listen. They've been in every game. They just have to find a way to settle themselves down, and they have. They definitely did tonight. They were on fire with the threes, driving in. Josh Hart played a big role in the rebounds tonight, and Mitchell Robinson played really good too. I thought everybody played a big factor. There was not one player you could say that played bad. Mikhail Bridges played. Yeah, he didn't really play his standards. OG Anunoby played. That's all you need out of him. And your team is right back in a series that they've been in all year, all season, and they've been waiting for. They're trying to get back against a team that they lost to in Game 7 last year. And the momentum right in the Knicks' favor now. So that's what I have to say about the New York Knicks. The OKC Thunder obviously going back. One of the youngest teams to be in the NBA Finals, by the way. The last team to do, really the last youngest team was the Thunder back in 2012 with James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook. So really a good sign for the NBA. I think the NBA playoffs have been an upgrade this year, and they definitely have been. So really, that's all I have to say about the NBA right now. I'm really excited. I've been watching it. It's been great to watch. Now, here's what I'm mainly here for. We have a rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals, which I predicted. I got 3 out of the 4 conference teams right. I had Edmonton versus Florida in the Stanley Cup. I have Edmonton winning it all, which I am really excited to see. I picked the rematch, and we got it. I had Florida beating Carolina, and I had – who else did I have? I had Colorado beating Dallas, which Dallas just got smoked tonight. Jig Onger, I don't know why you're pulling Jig Onger that early, but I get what you're seeing out of him. But tonight was just rough night to be a Dallas Stars fan. Listen, they really made a run out of it. And listen, they got a great future for the next – I think they're going to win a Stanley Cup in the next 5 years. But this is a team I really want to talk about, the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they need to make a coaching change with Rod Brind'Amour. And I think they need to go in a different direction because they have lost so many. They've came up short so many times. They lost in the second round last year. This year, the Eastern Conference. The year before that, they lost in the Eastern Conference. It's consecutive. And Carolina really needs to, if they want to get this job done, I think moving on from Rod Brind'Amour and making a lot of changes around this team would pretty much help this team out. And this team's very capable of it. I mean, they made a run this year, but they got smoked in the first 3 games. They won a good game. They played really good in Game 4. Game 5, they came out really hot, but the second period they fell apart in, and the third period they played fine in, but after the Verhaeghe goal, I feel like they just couldn't beat Bobrovsky. And Bobrovsky's been a big factor in this. And also, interesting fact, there's been a Florida team in the Stanley Cup Finals for the past 7 years. It was Tampa, knocked off my New York Islanders. We'll talk about them in a second. But, I mean, if you're a Florida Panthers fan right now, you should be the happiest person in the world because your team is in the Stanley Cup Finals for the 3rd consecutive year. Not too shabby, but the question is, can they repeat or will Edmonton and McDavid win a cup? I'm really excited to see because I didn't think Edmonton – listen, I thought Edmonton was going to win all. After the first 2 games versus LA, I thought they were done. I thought they were going to get swept by LA. This group came back together, and they have been playing phenomenal. They lost Hyman now, but they played great without him tonight, I thought. So, really, if Draisaitl and McDavid can put this team on the back, the blue line's a little shaky. I'll be honest, the blue line's shaky, but Bouchard I could consider him a top 10 defenseman, and he's an RFA after this year. Could be the last year we see him in an Oilers uniform out of him. So really, Edmonton fans and Florida fans, I am really excited to see a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals. And I hope you guys are ready to see too. And the only team to stay alive in a 3-1 deficit is the New York Knicks. And they did a phenomenal job, and that's the only team that really stayed zone in and ready to compete. So big shout out to them. Let's get right into this because this could be like a 20-minute thing. The New York Islanders. Matthew Darch. I think this was a 100% great decision by the New York Islanders in hiring this guy. This guy comes from a winning culture with Tampa. He's played. Did the Emmett touch the trophy? Oh no, I'm just getting a notification. But he comes from a winning culture. He played in the NHL. He was the assistant GM for the last 10 years around that. With Tampa, he's won 2 Stanley Cups. And he comes from a team that really knows how to win and has made the playoffs for every year since 2018? No, 2018 they made it. 2017, I think. 2017. But this team, I think, is going in the right direction with hiring Darch, and they got the first overall pick. I hope they select Higgins, but the right pick would be Schaefer to help out the defense. But for the New York Islanders, firing the 2 assistant coaches was a great decision, I think, listen, you can debate about Wall. I think I'm fine with it for one more year. If the Islanders don't get past the first round, you move on from Wall. And that's a no-brainer, I think. But if Rod Brennamore became available, I think you should have played for him. But also, Lane Lambert getting a job in Seattle shocked me there. Toronto's falling apart. But really, for Matthew Darch, he fired the entire coaching staff of the Bridgeport Islanders, which was a great decision. He's still deciding on Chris Lamoriello, which I hope he gets rid of. He's been terrible in recruiting minor leaguers and not doing a good job over there. But if they can move on from Chris Lamoriello, you're in a completely new era for the New York Islanders. And I agree with what Darch is doing, and I think it's the right decision. He's building a team. He's trying to build for the future and also trying to win a little bit now. He's trying to become like the Dallas Stars. I think they should go in on Marner or Brock Besser this year. They shouldn't be a team that keeps their same play. Listen, Dobson and Romanov are going to be a tough beat to keep. I think if Dobson's going to ask for $10 million, you trade him to Toronto, get Marner in that deal and sign him. But if you get him back for like 4 years, $6 million, I wouldn't be too mad about it. But then you have to buy out Anthony Duclair and Pierre Engvall's contracts because then you got to free up cap room to get guys because you can't keep the same team all the time. And I don't know if they're going to keep Paul Mary. I would be fine with keeping Paul Mary, but not for 3 years. I would get him 2 years, $1.775 million. Would be a pretty good deal, and I think he would take it. But really, looking at this, I think the New York Islanders really are going in the right direction, and they got to keep the composure, and they have the right team to win it all. So that's what I think about the New York Islanders. I hope they really can fight over it, and I hope they get Higgins with the first overall pick. I wouldn't be mad about Schaefer coming, but I would love if Higgins got drafted, I would be the happiest person in the world. I'm going to watch party, so if anybody wants to go there, well, you'll see me there. I will be at the New York Islanders watch party. So now let's talk about the New York Mets. Listen, this has been a great stretch. This has been a little bit of a slump for Juan Soto. I'll be honest. Not looking good. Batting .224. Not good at all. 8 home runs, but he's got like 33 RBIs. He needs to get his ass. He needs to get his head out of his ass. I don't mean to curse on this, but he does need to get his head out of his ass. Because this is not looking good right now for Juan Soto. He's the highest paid sports athlete of all time for a guy who's batting .224 and getting so much crap from Yankee fans for leaving. Listen, I get it. It's the first year. You can't judge a contract off the first year, long-term deal off the first year. But you can also judge the fact that they need that. They've been good this year, but they need, if Soto was playing his best game, the right way, the Mets you could be talking about the Mets being like a 40-win team right now. They could win at least 7 games if Juan Soto was batting good. But right now, we can't say that. Juan Soto has not been batting good. Pete Alonso's in a little bit of a slump right now. The offense is in a little bit of a slump. The pitching's been great. Reed Garrett's been great. Ryan Stanek's cooled down a little bit, but he'll figure it out. Edwin Diaz has been electric. But really for the New York Mets, it's a positive sign that they need to build a little bit at the deadline. And do you see the offer they gave for Paul Skeens? They offered him 5 prospects who are in the top 100 for Paul Skeens straight up. I would be fine with. Listen, you're giving up a lot of guys for it, but I wouldn't be mad about it. Paul Skeens, he throws 102. Totally fine with that. We need pitching like that. And Paul Blackburn is making a rehab start. Frankie Montas looks good and he's expected to be in the majors by next week. And Sean Manaea has been doing long toss now. So great signs to be Met fans. But they just got to build this team around and they can win. So really, that's all I have to say about the Mets right now. They DFA'd Cabrera and Azocar. I agree with that. Brett Beatty's been on fire. Unbelievable start for Brett Beatty to the season, and I'm glad to see it. Listen, he started off the year not hitting at all. Got sent down for like a week and a half. Then Winker gets hurt. He's been one of the best players in baseball. Over the last, not in baseball in total, but like he's been one of the best Met players, I would say. And he's earning himself over Mark Vientos as well right now. Which Mark Vientos is being an average hitter, but he has been the guy that he was last year, batting .280. So, really for Met fans right now, I wouldn't be too concerned. Listen, you lost the Subway Series. I know, Yankee fans, that we lost the Subway Series. But we are a totally fine ball team, and we are capable of winning. So that's what I'm going to believe in the New York Mets and winning. So what should we do on this podcast? We got all of it in 18 minutes. I'm not going to make this a short podcast. I'll try to get to 30 minutes. But here's what I want to do. I am going to rank every Star Wars movie. Those people who haven't watched Star Wars, I'll explain them all to you. So, with further ado, let me start. I'm going to go with The Rise of Skywalker at last. It's one of the worst films I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Disney ruined Star Wars big time. Rise of Skywalker. Listen, they brought back Palpatine. I don't know why it was showing that he was good, like that powerful, but it wasn't. Listen, I wasn't a fan of it, and I don't think anybody was. So Rise of Skywalker is at last. And the other Disney film that was recently made is The Last Jedi. They ruined Luke Skywalker's character. Listen, I thought it was some parts were cool. Like the one fight with Kylo Ren, but also you kind of ruined his character. Like, I feel like you need to show his character more. And that was not the way. He didn't even like it. So that's why The Last Jedi is going there. Now, I didn't watch Attack of Clone Wars. So I'm not gonna put this. I'm not gonna put it on the list. But the next movie I'm gonna put is Han Solo. Listen, it's a great movie. I think it's fine, but I think there's a couple movies better than it. Listen, it's great. How they're connecting everything is great. Um, Next movie I'm gonna put here is The Phantom Menace. And the only reason why it's this low, listen, that fight scene with Darth Maul was great. But I'm going to put it this low because there's a couple of boring scenes in it. It wasn't that good. It was a little overhyped at the time. But that's why it's going to be here. The next movie I'm going to put is Roger 1. Great. It's a good movie. Good movie. But I think there's, how many more? 5. I think I have 5 more. Oh, no, wait. Hold on, I messed up with my list. I'm actually fine. Actually, yeah, I'm actually fine with that. Roger 1. I'm actually fine with Roger 1 there. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm actually fine with Roger 1. It's a good movie. Good movie. I think. Sorry. Oh, what was that movie called? Shit. I forgot the name of the movie. Oh. Here, let me look it up real quick. I had it. Oh my god, I'm losing it. The Force Awakens. I'm gonna put The Force Awakens above Roger 1. It's my list. I make the rules. Force Awakens was a good film. It's the only good film Disney's ever made. I like the Obi-Wan one, but we're not going to put that one on the list, though. Roger 1 was a good film. I think, actually, it... Listen, I know people are going to be like, oh, no, Roger 1's definitely 10 times better than Force Awakens. Force Awakens is a good movie. It's underrated. How they... And I love the fight scene with Kylo Ren and Rey. Oh, no, Finn. They ruined him. He had so much potential. But I thought that fight scene was good. Listen, Roger 1 connects perfectly, but I think Force Awakens was actually a good film. That's the only one I really thought Disney made that was decent. Next one I'm gonna go Attack of the Clones. Good film. Good film. I like with Padma and Anakin Skywalker what George Lucas did with it, but there were a couple of boring scenes. I wasn't a fan of the fight scenes with Dooku. Listen, I get with the Attack of the Clones, it was good, solid, but there are 3 movies. There are 3 movies I would put up over. Next one is Return of the Jedi. If you don't think that movie is a top 3 movie, you're not a Star Wars fan. That is easily a top 3 movie of all time. Not all time in Star Wars, yes. Next one I have is Empire Strikes Back. Unbelievable movie. Unbelievable movie. But it's just gonna fall at 2. I think there's one movie better. And I'm gonna give you why I think. Listen, it connects perfectly. Biggest plot twist in history with Darth Vader and Luke. That fight scene was great, by the way. But I think that movie, great. Both Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were both great movies. And then number 1, a lot of you probably have this at 1, Revenge of the Sith. That's probably a top 20 movie of all time. It could be. Legitimately. I think it's my favorite movie of all time. It's cinnamon. Cinnamon. That means cinnamon. Best movie I think I've ever watched in my entire life is Revenge of the Sith. how they connected, and Order 66. Um, Anakin Skywalker returning Darth Vader, his downfall. Obi-Wan, the greatest fight scene of all time. That is not a debate. That was the greatest fight scene I think I've ever watched in all of the movies. That was by far one of the best. So that's what I think. And now I want to do this. Why not? We do. Listen, we're getting into movies a little bit, and we'll get a little bit more into sports, as we always. Why don't we do the top 5 funniest movies of all time? Why not? So I have a lot. Listen. A lot of people are going to be like, I am planning on watching Hangover this weekend for the first time. So Hangover, I'm going to put an honorable mention. I've heard it's really good. So Hangover is going to be an honorable mention. I will watch it this weekend. I promise. Number 5. What's a funny, good movie? I have one, but I'm gonna save that for the end. Um, where do I start with? But number 5 funniest movie. Oh, this is a good one. Let's start with Grown Ups. Grown Ups. Ups 1. We're gonna count 1 and 2. 1 and 2. There's another movie with 1 and 2 on. Are great movies to watch. Best plot and the funniest. They got the best group of guys to do it. They got Chris Rock, Kevin James, Adam Sandler. I mean, that's just a great group to have. And I think it was one of the funniest movies I think I've watched. Number 4. Oh, I gotta think about that. I gotta think. Number 4 funniest movie of all time. I gotta think. Like, this is not like I'm just like spitting out of the top of my head. What's a good funny movie? There's one I'm forgetting right now. Oh, I forget its name. I have it in my head. I promise you I have it in my head. Oh my god. I have it in my head. This movie. Let's think. Here, give me a second. I have this movie in my head. I just gotta. Oh, what's a good one? I have. Oh! Here. I forgot this one big time. Anchorman. Great movie, man. 1 and 2 were great. I thought 2 was funnier, and it was great to watch. That's why Anchorman is number 4. I think there are 3 movies better. I'm gonna put this at 3. Ted. Who doesn't like Ted? It's great, funny, and hilarious. Now, I'm gonna put like a movie that's like for kids a little bit. It's a Christmas movie, Elf. Will Ferrell's the funniest actor I think I've ever seen in my entire life. He's on here 3 times. That was a great movie, by the way. Listen, I'm putting here at funny Actually, no. This is my list. I get to make the rules. Ted is 2. Elf is 3. I'm totally fine with that list. And number 1, this should be unanimously, it's Step Brothers. Who doesn't love Step Brothers? It's the best movie. It's the funniest movie of all time. By far. But if you watch like funny movies constantly over and over again, it becomes so unfunny, I feel like. And that's the problem I have with it. So, really, I got everything in. I talked about everything. We only got 30 minutes in on this podcast, but game 1, Edmonton, Florida will be in on Wednesday. Just got to learn on that. So I'm really excited to see that, and I'm very excited for this upcoming Stanley Cup Finals with the Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. This was a short podcast. This was a very short podcast. Nothing much really to say. I thought this podcast was fun for me. Guys, if we can get, I would say, 10K on YouTube, we will make our own merch. And now, comment down below, guys, I hope you do this. What should be my new intro song? Please, I need someone to tell me it. So, guys, thank you as always. And one more thing. Stay legendary. Thank you for watching this episode of Domspod.